Welcome to the Wired for Success podcast, your show for ambitious, mission-driven entrepreneurs who want to build million-dollar businesses without sacrificing their health, relationships, or happiness, who understand that in order to build their empire, they need a solid foundation, and that the more they are thriving, the more their business is thriving too. This show brings you the very best from science, self-development, and entrepreneurship to set you up for sustainable success. Hi, I'm Claudia Garbutt, the scientist turned mindset and high performance coach for entrepreneurs, and I help you get wired for success. Hey everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Wired for Success podcast, where we talk about all things science, self-development, and entrepreneurship that help you get to that next level of success in your life and business. My guest today is Vash Tomanec, a 25-year-old serial entrepreneur who has already built 3 successful 7-figure businesses. With the latest venture, Mindtrepreneur, Vash is on a mission to help 1 million entrepreneurs transform their businesses and live more fulfilled and joyous lives by mastering their mindset. And it sounds like we're on the same mission, so I'm really looking forward to our conversation today. Welcome, Vash, and thank you so much for taking the time to be on my show today.
Thank you, Claudia, for having me, and I'm super excited for the conversation.
It's my pleasure. So, Vash, let's start by providing our listeners with some context. What was your life like growing up, and how did you get into entrepreneurship?
Yes, so I'm 25 years old now, so my journey is not that long so far, but I continued the normal journey, primarily secondary school, high school, all of these things. And then last year at a secondary school, so I was around 18 years old, I read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and that book showed me a new perspective that I can actually be an entrepreneur, even though nobody in my family is one. So I didn't have any inspiration. I didn't even know that the route is possible for me. And so I had this idea that one day I will have a business, but I thought I need to have this big idea. I need to create the next Apple, next Tesla, right? But none of these ideas were coming to me, of course, and I didn't have the capital for them. So I decided to go university, and to fund myself, or to be able to basically cover my basic needs, I delivered food for Uber Eats. So just 3 years ago, I was still on my bike delivering food for Uber Eats. And that's when I had this dream of starting my first business, which is marketing agency. But I was procrastinating. I had a lot of fears if I'm good enough. Because I was doing it in English and my native language is not English. I was worried about my language, all of these barriers. And as a result, Claudia, I wasn't taking much action. So I was, as I said, having this dream, but not supporting it with action. So I was saying consciously I want one thing, but I was doing the opposite. But one day I just got sick and tired of, honestly, because I was like, I truly want to live the life I have in my mind. I truly want to live this dream life. And back then, my dream was to make $10,000 a month online with my business, because I knew that this money allowed me to travel as I wanted, be free, and just do the things I wanted to do. And so for the next 90 days, I decided to commit. Not just dabble, but truly commit. And that's a big word that many people don't use. They're just interested to do something, interested to have something, but they're not committed. So I committed for the next 90 days to do 3 actions every day. I would send 10 personalized videos to potential customers. I would study sales for at least 2 hours every day to become really good at speaking, communication, selling. And also I would use visualization every day, because I knew that $10,000 a month, these sort of money I've never earned before. I've never had that sort of money. So I didn't believe it can happen. And until I believe it could happen, I would do basically nothing. So I decided to visualize 15 minutes every day that my goal is already a reality. And for 63 days, sending 630 videos. What happened? Nothing.
No.
Absolutely nothing. No new clients, no new business, no money for my business. But I knew deep down, Claudia, that at this moment, everybody is going to give up, but not me. And I
Hmm.
committed to do this, so I will keep going until I get it. And then in the next 27 days, I signed, I think, 5 clients. I hit the $10,000, and I continue to scale this business past $1 million in the next 12 months.
Wow,
So,
that's amazing. Thank you
so
so much for sharing.
yes. So that's the journey with the first business, or that's the past 3 years, what was going on.
Wow. That must have been such a roller coaster. And I mean, what was it like to suddenly earn that kind of money? As you said, you weren't used to having that kind of money. So, did you party? Did you invest wisely? Did you do a little bit of both? What did you do with the money?
Yeah, that's a great question. And even though I'm young, I basically almost saved it or reinvested it back in myself. I now invested probably more than $300,000 just in myself, in coaching,
Mm.
conferences,
Mhm.
certification, because for me, almost I'm not that much interested. Of course, I have nice car, I'm nice house, but once these needs are covered, almost what I'm more interested in is becoming the best version of myself and helping as many as people as possible to get better at whatever they want to achieve. And so I started rather not partying, but I used the money to reach more people. I used the money to advertise myself. I used the money to get access to people I wanted to hang out with, or just influential people. So that's how I use that, because I'm
Mm.
just not that interested in partying or flashy stuff. I was just like, I'm all in. I want to squeeze as much as from this life as possible.
That sounds like a great investment to me. I was just wondering because for a lot of people, when they earn so much money so suddenly and they're not used to it, they sometimes find it really hard to keep the money. So a lot of people who have the experience, they get the money, they lose the money. They get the
Yeah.
money, they lose the money. Was that something that you ever struggled with, or were you always just, okay, this is how it's gonna
Mhm.
be from now on?
Yeah, that's a great point, because I see a lot of entrepreneurs exactly as you said, and what I see is their income exceeds their identity.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
they perceive themselves as $5,000 a month business owner. All of a sudden, they double it, and they almost feel I don't belong here. I don't
Hmm.
belong here, and they find a way to sabotage it. And they tell me, "But Vash, it was just bad investment I made, or
Yeah.
I just got unlucky." No, this is you didn't get unlucky. This is almost like a law. When
Hmm.
your income exceeds your identity, and that applies to relationships. If you are used to dating somebody who you consider seven, let's say, and all of a sudden you start dating somebody who you consider out of your league, usually people find a way to sabotage it, because they just feel that this is not where they belong. So for me, I always tell people, if I gave you $1 million, and if you're not used to that money, you better become millionaire. And what do I mean by that? You better start thinking that you deserve it, feeling that you're worthy of it, and acting like a millionaire. Because of course, somebody who has $1 million acts very differently usually than people who don't have that. So for me, that wasn't the case, because every time I level up, I did it the other way around. Most people try to level up their income and then level up themselves.
Yeah.
I did it the opposite. So I was already, in a way, $10,000 a month business owner, even though my income was still zero. But sooner or later, the reality caught up. And then once I got here, I was like, okay, what's the next milestone? So I became $100,000 a month business owner. And then the reality again matched it. So that's how I went about it. So I never sabotaged myself, because I always matched the reality with my identity.
That's great because that was exactly what I was referring to. This like inner set point of your identity where you see exactly as you said, I'm a 25K per month person or something, and then you have to change that in order to actually be able to keep that sort of money or more money in your bank account without sabotaging yourself constantly. Now, again, you're 25 and you've already built three, not just one, but three seven-figure businesses. So tell me more about those other businesses. So the first one was a marketing agency, right?
Yes. So there's the marketing agency, and I was in these groups with thousands of people, and I was just posting my wins just to inspire others. And more people started reaching out to me like, can you help me? Can you coach me? And I never thought about it, but I was like, sure, new experience. I will have new opportunity to level up by coaching others. And what I've noticed is that I might give them 10% of tactics, like some email script, sales script, how to hire, all of these, I call them almost tactics or details. But 90% of it was mindset.
Yes.
Because as I always give the example, let's say with obesity. If I ask the whole planet, do you know how to get in shape? 99% of people would tell me, yes, eat healthy, exercise, and sleep well. All right, how come the obesity level is at its highest? Because it's not about knowing it, you need to actually apply it. And what stops a lot of people from taking actions are their fears. They procrastinate, they have certain limiting beliefs, they don't feel good enough, or whatever it is. And I noticed that I coached these other agency owners 90% mindset, and they started to get results. And so then I partner up with my best friend to do what business it's called Mindtrepreneur, which is mindset and entrepreneur together. So Mindtrepreneur, and that's a coaching company where we now coach over 1,000 entrepreneurs from 35 countries how to not only grow their business, but how to be happier, how to do it faster, how to just enjoy the journey, So that's how I go about that. So that's the second business, which is Mindtrepreneur. And we do online programs, and also we do in-person masterminds 4 times a year. So that's the second business.
Tell me about the third. What's the third one?
Yes, and the third one is software company. So again, as the marketing agency had certain needs, because there was few changes to tracking, and everybody was crying that, oh, this is terrible, this is ruining my results. So instead of me crying about it or complaining, I was like, there needs to be a solution. So I almost reframed it. When people focus on the problems, and people usually use problems to excuse themselves from changing or to excuse why they are not getting the results they want, I instead reframe it as a challenge. Challenge to become better, challenge to learn something, challenge that is for me exciting, new challenge, something new. And so I set up this software company that is now helping with tracking hundreds of e-commerce stores. That's our ideal customer, e-commerce stores. And we are helping them with tracking. So that's my third business.
Sounds amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. And I love how you mentioned, or how you highlighted, just focusing on solutions versus focusing on problems, because focusing on problems always keeps you stuck, keeps you in a bad mood, keeps you in fear. But focusing on solution invites creativity, invites excitement, invites, finding creative solutions that can help you achieve your goals. So I love that.
Yes, and that's just to quickly add on to it, because people usually don't want to have problems, or they think once they hit certain level, problems will go away. But I tell people problems never go away, and you should be happy that they won't, because if everything went exactly the way we expect, first 3 months, we would be all over the moon. We would be so happy that everything is going the way we want. But after 3 months, we would be bored. We would be like, hey, come on, I can predict everything. Give me some challenge. Give me some problems. So I can get at least little variety. And so I tell people that it's a simple reframe that problems are great because they help us level up, they make life exciting, and also they make us better. And when we get better, our life gets better.
Yeah, I agree. And I think life in general is a series of problem solving and
Mhm.
learning activities.
Yes, yes.
Just find the solution to the next problem, move on to the next problem, find a new solution, and so on. Uh, Now, if you look at all those three businesses, can you retrace your steps and walk us through your framework of building highly successful businesses?
Yes. So again, I tell people if this framework that I'm about to share was pure luck, then it would work maybe once, but second time it wouldn't work. But it worked 3 times, so and plus it worked for my students. So this is really something everybody can use. And it doesn't necessarily apply to only business. It can apply to health, it can apply to happiness, it can apply to relationships. So my framework is this. First step is people need to understand what they truly want. Because
Mhm.
when I ask people, what do you want? They tell me what they don't want. They tell me, oh, I don't want this, I don't want that. No, that's what I didn't ask. I asked you, what do you want? So very few people actually know what they truly want. Not what the society tells them, not what they saw on Instagram, but what they truly want. And so I tell people that you should spend few hours. You might take your weekend and book a nice cabin in the woods in nature and really think, what do you truly want? So that's my first question I ask people. Then I ask them, okay, what is your reason why you're not going to give up until it's done? Because a lot of people set goals, but they don't have any engine. They don't have any why to get there. So they
Mhm.
miss day, they skip the workout, they come late, whatever it is. But instead, what I want is really discover this deep desire, deep reason why you must achieve it. Like when I committed for 90 days, I didn't miss a single day. And when I now commit to something, I don't miss a day. So find your reason why. And it doesn't need to be this grandiose why, like I want to save the world, I want to end the hunger. For me, my initial reason why was I just never want to sit on the bike ever again. But the pain was so strong, Claudia, that I just wouldn't give up because to me it was so personal, so strong. So that's the second. And third one is, what are 3 actions you could do every single day to move towards it? So to give
Mhm.
few example, my goal was $10,000. I set one task, which was send 10 videos, which would get me more business. Second would be study my skill set, which was selling back then, to really get these clients on board. And my third step was visualization. And when I was scaling my second business or third business, I again used the same framework, just these 3 tasks were different. But what can you do every day that would move you closer to that vision is step number 3. And step number 4, which is most important that many people miss, is who do you need to become to get there. That's the
Yes.
that's the most important one, because a lot of people think once I get to this number, I will be confident. Once I get to this goal, my bad habits will go away. I will start eating healthy once this happens. But they have it backwards. You first need to become $1 million business owner before you have $1 million business. You first need to become a person worth dating before you will have the amazing relationship you want to have. And so this is the 4-step framework that I use every single time I want to level up or I just want to achieve some of my goal.
Sounds amazing. I love it. So, to summarize, we need clarity of vision, we need
Mm-hmm.
purpose, we need
Mm-hmm.
aligned action, we need consistency, and we need to uplevel our identity, right?
Yes, spot on.
Perfect. Sounds amazing. Yeah, that's kind of the work that I do with my clients as well. So it sounds very familiar. I love it. It's
Hmm.
kind of what We do as well. So, what do you like most and least about each of your businesses?
Yeah, so because my biggest passion is Mindtrepreneur, the coaching company, I'm doing everything I can to automate the other two. So, for example, with the agency, we now have quite a big team. So, I work only maybe 1 hour a week. So, there is not much to it. What I love about it when I started is I didn't need any capital to start it.
Hmm.
So that was super, super cool. Um, what I wouldn't say what I didn't like, but basically is I almost like another challenge to me. So that's why I set up another business as well. And for the coaching business, it's just the variety of people and the testimonials, the transformations. It's just incredible to see this person who is struggling to grow their business. They're unhappy, all of these things, and then a few months later, they're just wealthy. They're super happy. They're progressing in the right direction. So that's probably what I love the most about that business is just the impact. What I don't like about it, there is not much, honestly. Probably, I would just like to impact even more people, but that's a process. So I wouldn't say I dislike that. And about the software, again, it's now in the process of selling it. So I allow more mental space for my coaching business. So that's my likes and dislikes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I totally well, I feel what you're feeling because it's kind of like the same for me. I don't have those other businesses, but I feel that coaching and just seeing the transformation or seeing or being able or feeling like you're being able to help someone achieve their goals, that's just amazing. It gives you a pretty good high.
Yes, definitely. Plus, again, as a coach, we have the responsibility to level ourselves up. We have the responsibility to always get better. We have the responsibility to lead the way. And that's what I like as well, that I know that I will always level up. I will always progress because I feel this responsibility towards my students to always go the extra mile for them.
Yeah, so true. What does a typical day in your life look like, and how do you make sure that you are staying happy and healthy and productive?
Yeah, great question. So my big thing is meditation. I meditate at least hour a day. I had days when I was meditating 3 4 hours a day. So for me,
Wow.
meditation is non-negotiable. To my students, I recommend at least 15 minutes in the morning, in the evening, because if you don't find 15 minutes for yourself, then it's hard to be happy because you're trying to deal with all the people, all the responsibilities, but you don't have any time for yourself. So I usually wake up around between 5 and 6, depending what time zone I'm in, but 5 and 6, and then I meditate for an hour. Then I do cold ice bath. So I have this
Mhm.
ice bath at home, and I start usually at 7 my day, and at least till 1 or 2 p.m. I don't have any calls ever
Yeah.
because these morning hours I want to go deep. I want to work on the biggest projects. I want to use my focus time. So my phone is not in my room. I actually have two phones. One is for alarm clock and meditation, and the other is for the normal stuff, but that phone is away until 2 p.m.
Mhm.
So only three people can reach me before 2 p.m., which is basically my family, my girlfriend, and my right hand man, Andy, who is helping me in the companies, which gives me so much focus. From 7 till 2, I tell people I create more in a day than most people in a month
Mhm.
because they have open LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, email, Slack. They're jumping from their phone to their iPad to their MacBook. They're just all over the place and they don't have time to focus. But focus is such a superpower nowadays with all the notifications, all the distractions. So till 2 p.m., I don't have basically my phone with me and I focus on the biggest projects. Maybe I'm creating a new program for our students. Maybe I'm studying something. Maybe I'm creating a new strategy for our businesses. And that's the time to really think. And I don't eat breakfast. So my first meal is around 12, 1 p.m. And yeah, in the afternoon, I have coaching calls, group calls, or podcasts. like with yourself. And yeah, then usually hit the gym and go out with my friends or my girlfriend, or just spend some quality time with my family.
Yeah, that sounds great. I like how you really keep those distractions at bay. That's so important. I love the mornings as well for creating, for doing the deep work, and I
Mhm.
have my calls in the afternoon as well. So I'm doing something similar there. And I love the cold exposure. That's something I started. I don't have an ice bath yet. I just do use a very cold shower
Mhm.
right now,
That
which
will
is
do.
it's still like it's not comfortable, but it really helps, and it's a good thing to do. Um,
Yes.
what techniques do you find most helpful in your work with your clients and wish that more people just knew about them? For instance, for me, the cold exposure is one of those things where I'm like, this is so helpful for regulating your own nervous system. And there are not that many people that actually talk about it. I mean, in in the biohacking scene, for instance,
Mhm.
yes, people talk about it. But outside
Yeah.
of that, a lot of people don't know about the benefits of something like cold exposure. So,
Yes. 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 So for me, the biggest thing that come to my mind first is 100% meditation. Like that's a must. Like every single person in our program is meditating because it's just no negotiable. It's really no negotiable for me. And second is that many people don't speak about is celebrating wins. What do I
mm,
mean by that? Lot of Let's take a look at sports. Let's take basketball for example. These players might score 60 points in a one match, and they celebrate every single point. They didn't win even the match, they didn't win the championship, but they celebrate every single point because they know that every point gets them closer to their vision, to their goal. And the
mm,
same in entrepreneurship is this: the person does 9 things amazingly, and they have one thing they didn't do. They will focus all their attention on the thing that didn't go well, knocking their confidence, doubting if they can do it. But instead, what I do, I wake up, I clap my hands, I high five myself because I know what a win. How many people didn't wake up today? Okay, I did cold shower or cold exposure, celebrate that. I focused instead of going on my phone, celebrate that. Because I
yeah,
tell people this: whatever will be celebrated will be repeated. So if I
that's true.
celebrate every single, let's say in your case, cold shower, it will be easier to go to cold shower tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But if I
Absolutely.
go from the cold shower and I feel, oh, this was terrible, or I hate this, or I should have stayed longer, you will have a harder time to go again tomorrow. So for me, it's celebrating those small wins because these small things create the big wins. It's
Yeah.
almost like a puzzle. If you have 2,000 piece puzzle, at the beginning, it seems that each piece is so useless. It's almost like if I lose 5 pieces, nothing is going to happen. But to get the full picture, every piece matters. And the same is in life. Every single deep focus block matters. Every single cold shower matters. Every meditation matters. Every single time you invest in yourself, it matters. So
Yeah.
celebrating those wins would be probably one of the fastest and best strategies to me.
Yeah, they are the stepping stones toward your success. I want to come back to the meditation because there are so many different types of meditation out there. Do you use just one single type of meditation, like breath awareness, or what types of meditation do you use?
Yes. So basically, I do 2 types for my students. So first type is, of course, if you want to get more present, more focus, more in charge of your thoughts. So then day to day, you don't react, but you have time to respond. So you don't basically regret the things you said or the things you've done. And for that, I would use only focusing on the breath. That's how most people, I believe, would imagine meditation works. But then what I start to do is, once these people get in this calmer state, when the thoughts are less frequent, they're less going into their future, less into their past, then I guide them through visualization.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we visualize, the brain and body doesn't know the difference. It doesn't know the difference if we are visualizing it or if we are experiencing it. Now, like if I guided people through that, they close their eyes and imagine being on the top of a skyscraper looking down. If they do it properly, their palms will start sweat. Their
Mm-hmm.
heart will start beating faster. And I ask them, why your palms are sweating? You're in your living room. The thing is that to the brain and body, it literally thinks it's at the top of a skyscraper. So how can we use it to our benefit? So as I said, when we set a goal, we usually don't have evidence that we can do it because we've never done it. I've never earned $10,000 a month. When I wanted to hit 7 figures, I've never had 7 figures business before. So then what I visualize over and over again in the initial phase, I would visualize waking up, checking my Stripe account, seeing their $10,000 that I made $10,000. I would jump from bed, run to the kitchen and say, Mom, Dad, I did it, and we celebrated together. And I did it over and over and over again. I would replay it maybe 50 times in one session. But after a few weeks, what happened? I started to feel that I'm $10,000 a month business owner. I started to walk more confidently. I started to talk differently. I started to doubt less. And as a result, I got the goal faster. So I use a visualization as a fast track to achieving my goals by creating evidence in my mind that I've already achieved that it's already done deal.
Yeah, that's kind of like creating a destiny on the map. You're telling your brain exactly what to look for, because your brain is made to problem solve. It's made to find answers to your questions. So if you give it the right questions, or if you show it what it should look out for, it will do just that. It will find the right answers to the questions. It will find a way to get you to your goal. But most people, they are stuck asking the wrong questions. They're asking questions like, what is wrong with me, which will get them nowhere, or why,
Yes.
these kind of questions. So if I believe that if you ask better questions, you will get better results. And the same with being able to really visualize, as you said, what you want to achieve, because that's how you tell your brain what you want and what it should look for.
Exactly. Because all of us have the reticular activating system, which is the filter system, right? And so if I believe deep down I'm not good enough, I will translate the smile or laugh of those people around there, that they are laughing how I look, that they are laughing at me, because I'm looking through these glasses like a filter. On the other hand, if I believe that I'm confident, I believe I'm valuable, I will translate the love that they're just having a great time, that is not about me at all. On the other hand, if I told my brain, hey, this is what you look for, all of a sudden it will start looking for those opportunities. This is why people, if they don't use these techniques we've described, their perfect partner could be next to them, but they don't see him or her. Or the business opportunity could be just a few meters away from them, but they don't see it, because the whole time they've been asking themselves, why does it not work for me? Why does it not work for me? So they're looking for confirmations in their life why it is not working. So they don't see opportunities, they see problems.
Yeah, the solution is hiding in plain sight.
Yes, exactly.
Now, where do you see yourself in, say, the next 5 years? What businesses or would you like to build, or what personal goals would you like to achieve?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I tell people I don't set 5-year vision. I don't set even 3-year vision, because just 3 years ago, I was this insecure, broke delivery guy. So if you told me that I would live the life I live now, I would say that's probably going to happen in 15 years. So that's why I don't set these goals, because let's say 5-year vision then gives people excuse not to change now, because they start thinking, I still have 4 years to go. There's no urgency.
Okay.
They simply know they have still loads of time. So to me, I set maximum 1-year vision, if that. I usually set 90-day vision only, because I know the speed I'm going at right now with the 90-day visions that just creates urgency in me. Like in 5 years, I will be so far away that I could never predict now. So my vision for, let's say, this year is
Mm-hmm.
just continue doubling down. I want to coach 10,000 students this year, and just grow my online presence as well. And biggest word will be impact. So probably rather than starting more businesses, I will scale the other 2 down or sell them so I can go all in on one.
Sounds good. More focus.
Yes. Yes.
So last but not least, where can our listeners find you online if they would like to learn more about you or connect with you?
Yes, so the best way would be either on my Instagram, where it's Vash underscore Tomanec, that's Tomanec. The same way I'm on YouTube, where I share loads of value about similar topics we covered today. And if you would like to learn more how to achieve your goals faster by mastering your mindset, then just go to mindtrepreneur.com.
Perfect. Vash, again, thank you so much for being on the show today and for sharing your tips and all your insights with us today. I really enjoyed our conversation.
Thank you, Claudia. I really enjoyed that.
All the best. Take care and talk to you soon. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for listening to the Wired for Success podcast. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please subscribe, rate, and leave a review. That's a fantastic, easy, and zero-cost way to help the show grow. Just use the link in the show notes and make my day. If you'd like to take it one step further, you can now join my inner circle and become an official supporter of the Wired for Success podcast. Supporting the show is super simple and will only take about 30 seconds. Basically, it works like any other paid subscription. All you have to do is to go to glow.fm/wiredforsuccess podcast, pay $5 per month or as much or as little as you like, and choose the link of the podcast player you want to use. You can listen anywhere in any app. So for less than the price of 1 to 2 fancy coffees per month, you can really make a difference and help me keep this show awesome. For more tips and info, check out my website at wiredforsuccess.solutions. Thanks a ton and talk to you soon.